Good morning, evening, whatever time of day it is. The beauty of at-home workouts is you can do them whenever you want, in the comfort of your own home. So let's be positive about that. I'm Jody, and this is about a 40-45 minute class. Make sure you have your shoes on. You have a good sturdy chair. I'm going to remind you every single time to make sure you have a chair that fits you and it's sturdy, because we will rely on that, sometimes for seated exercises, sometimes for standing. Ready? Sit down with me. Sit back in your chair. Now, I don't want you to get too comfy. I want you to sit up tall in your chair. Open your chest by pulling your shoulders back a bit, but relax your hands on your thighs. Sure your feet are flat on the floor. Sitting with good posture as we practice some breathing exercises. No worries, I'll keep it simple. I want you breathing through your nose if possible, throughout class. So lips stay lightly shut. To better focus on our breath, I want you to close your eyes or just gaze down to the floor, kind of shut your eyesight off for right now. Make sure there's no distractions around. Your doors are shut, your windows are drawn, it's nice and dark, quiet. If not, pause the video, make that happen. Okay, here we are. During class, we're trying to stay in the present moment. We're trying to be conscious of ourselves, of our actions, of our decisions. So we're trying to get in that mode right now. So sitting here, just thinking about our own breath. And that's it. Clearing our minds of everything else. No responsibilities right now. This is your class, your time. Don't let anything interrupt you. So as we sit here, starting by just noticing your natural breath. Our natural breath, we use maybe the top third of our lung capacity. And that's fine for a relaxed breath. That's all we need to do. But sometimes it's a good practice to clear the lungs and to use the full capacity. So we're going to practice doing that right now, taking more complete breaths, but not forcing it. Little by little, we're going to draw in a longer inhale and an equally long exhale. And each one gets just slightly longer, but slow. We're not gulping air. We're slowly drawing in the breath through our nose, letting it fill the lungs, and then slowly exhaling that air out your nose. Feeling your chest rise on the inhale and fall gently on the exhale. Noticing your body throughout class. Staying in tune with it, staying focused on it. I want you to practice making your exhale a little bit longer than your inhale even. And maybe you count to make that happen. Maybe you count to 4 on your inhale. Maybe you count to 5 or 6 on your exhale. Because I want you to really, a little more concentration on your exhale and really getting the air out. When you think you're done with your exhale, just try to exhale one more second. So let's make our hands match our breath. So as we inhale, our hands come out to the sides, and as we exhale, our palms come back in towards each other. I want you to keep it with that slightly longer exhale. So maybe your hands move slightly faster to open and slower to close. If you've opened your eyes, close them again. Just feel your hands moving with your breath. cut it short. Finish your complete exhale. All right, let's take the time to stretch our necks. Just place those hands down on your lap. Come back to a sort of normal breath. As your chin tucks down to your chest, pull your shoulders back a bit. Roll your right ear down to your right shoulder. Holding it here, and I'm your mirror, so it should look like you're doing the same thing as me. Extend your left fingertips away from the chair, down towards the floor, and you feel that stretch, gentle stretch along your neck. Replace your hand on your lap, roll your chin down, and gently roll the left ear down to the left shoulder. Again, pull those shoulders down and back. A little added stretch, taking the right fingertips out towards the floor next to you. Feeling the right side of the neck. Replace your hand on your lap, roll the chin down, and then just pick your head up to a neutral position. Let's lift up the hands. Wake up the hands. Take those fingers wide and then squeeze them into fists. I want you to try to relax your shoulders. Keep your hands down fairly low. I don't want you way up here. I want you to just use the muscles in your wrist and hands to open and shut. Maybe you've come back to thinking about your breath, maybe making it match the movement of your hands in some way. Hands awake? Good. Rest to them. Let's wake up the ankles and feet. As we're sitting back in our chair, hopefully we can lift both feet up. And I want you to just take them every which way. Just move the ankles around. Freedom of movement here. Maybe they're moving the same way, maybe they're moving in different ways. Just mix it up. All right, no more sitting back in our chairs. I want us to have better range of motion, so we need to scooch forward in our chairs so that we have room to move. I'm going to show you the side view from time to time. I don't want you to move your chair. I want you to stay right where you're at, looking at your screen. With good posture. So hopefully your screen is not on your lap. That would be a bad thing because we're going to end up hunched forward the whole time. So hopefully you're either looking at a TV or you have a tablet or computer propped up somewhere out straight in front of you. If not, maybe pause the video, make that happen before you continue. We're going to work on our posture a lot. So see how I'm sitting up really tall. I want you to do the same. I'm not using this chair back for the rest of the class except for when we're standing. I want you to use your core muscles to support you as you're sitting up tall, and that's going to strengthen them and train them to be strong, to support you. Okay, I'm facing you again, and you're still there, right? Right where I left you. Feet are flat on the floor, knees right over the ankles. Just being thoughtful about every position that we make with our body, every exercise we do. I want you to step your feet a little bit wider so you're really supported on your chair as we reach our arms out to a perfect T, right? Perfection. Reach out. I want you to gently tilt side to side, moving at the upper body. If you have any shoulder issues, maybe you choose to lower the elbows. The important part is that you're tilting the body side to side. If you can reach those arms out long, lengthen them, strengthen the shoulder muscles just by holding them out, that's great. In this class, I want you to always think about what's right for you. If you have any body parts you need to pay special attention to or alter things to make sure you don't injure yourself, then please do that. Range of motion is gradually increasing as we tilt a little bit further, side to side, reaching for the side walls now. Feeling it in the sides of our body as we lean away. Feel those muscles stretching, lengthening. Noticing the arms getting tired, just holding them out like this. Yes. here to get stronger, but we need to do some exercises that maybe we don't normally do. Oh, big range. I want you to drop those hands down and notice, oh, your shoulders that have worked hard. Arms are hanging, shoulder rolls, big. I want you to draw them up first and then back and down. Up and back and down. And oh, that might just feel wonderful. You might just have found some tension that you're relieving in your neck. Sometimes that's all it takes, and we don't even realize it until we do it. And then this release, it's wonderful. Notice those little things that feel good throughout class, those exercises you enjoy. Do them more often. You don't have to wait for a class or to be told to do them. You can do them whenever you find the chance. All right, keep those shoulders down and back. Let's bring those hands back on the lap. And now we're going to move those legs, moving from the hips. Let the lower leg hang, be limp even. I want you to think about moving from the hips. Keeping your knee bent, 90 degrees. If I'm moving faster than you want to move, you just slow it down and just continue flowing at your own pace with each exercise we do. Wonderful. Let's practice some cat and cow. I'm going to face side for this. You stay there. Because this is all about moving the spine. In cat stretch, it rounds back, center of your back. You think about pushing back. And then in cow, we lift and open the chest by pulling the shoulders back and kind of tilting the pelvis too, lifting the tailbone off the chair a bit. We should do it seated to start, and then I'll show you a standing option. But to start with, inhale as you open forward with the chest, and exhale as you close the chest, rounding back. So we found a deeper, longer breath again. Still breathing through our noses. This is one that you're welcome to close your eyes. Just feel the movement. Imagine it in your brain, what that looks like inside your body. What your vertebrae look like as you're bending through the spine each direction. Really staying in touch with your body and what you're doing. Noticing how you can involve your shoulders in this exercise by pulling them forward and then pulling them back. Maybe you're also involving the neck by tucking the chin and lifting the chin. And then all the way down through the spine, using the pelvis to help you tilt the lower spine. Standing option, if you know you're not taking it, just continue seated. If you are doing the standing option, you're right in front of the chair and resting your hands on the thighs as you practice cat and cow this way. Now, I don't want you to feel like you're going to fall forward, so if you already tried this and you're like, I don't like that, then sit back down. Try to keep your weight in your heels so that if you are going to go down, it's going to be on your bottom. But you really can tilt your pelvis more if you're in the standing position. And you can strengthen your lower back and abdominals just by really focusing on lifting your tailbone up and then tucking your tailbone in. And that's a practice that you can do to strengthen your core muscles. All right, everybody seated again. If you're standing, here we are again. Moving on. We've woken up the spine, kind of woken up the wrists and ankles. We're continuing warming up, sitting up tall. Hands are here in front of your chest, palms towards each other. We're going to start a reaching motion across the body. Find your breath again. And as we do this several times, we'll find a greater reach. But for now, just stay within your limits. Make it gentle to start. feeling really in control of your movement. There's nothing sloppy about the movements that we do. It's the opposite. We want to really move in that slow motion, controlled kind of way. And if you get in the habit of doing that, it could prevent injury or falls because you're paying attention to where you're at, what your body's doing, where your balance is. So we're working to gain better balance. So we will be moving to standing poses soon. Right now, hopefully we've increased that reach a bit and we're able to turn the shoulders more. So we're moving the spine, not forward and back now, but we're twisting through the spine. So imagine that happening now and what your vertebrae are doing to twist. It's amazing how our spine can move. So taking the time to appreciate that and the movement that you do have, the mobility you do have to do these movements. All right, last one. Good enough for that. Okay. Time to stand. Here it is. Set your feet. Rise out of your chair. Wonderful. Let's strengthen those leg muscles. So we're going to start with some chair squats. I'm going to move back so you can see me. You don't have to move. I want you right in front of your chair so that maybe even the back of your legs are touching the seat of the chair because you're that close to it. And it's there to sit back into if you decide to sit or accidentally sit, that's okay. You have a good sturdy chair there. All right, feeling good on both feet, right? If not, maybe you widen your feet to get a better base. If you want a better challenge, you draw those feet right next to each other and challenge your balance there. Or maybe kind of hip width apart is your normal standing gait. Here we are, palms together. We're gonna sweep upward, palms come together, and we're gonna lower them back to heart center. So let's find our breath again. Draw in a nice big inhale as we reach up. Exhale slowly, drawing the hands back to center. We're going to add in that chair pose, which is sitting back over the chair, not sitting all the way, but sitting as if you're going to sit in the chair, kind of halfway down, and then rise up tall again and reach. Sitting back through your heels, pushing your bottom back over the seat of the chair, and then lifting everything up. Again, move with your own breath, at your own pace. If I do more than you want to do, then you just stand there with good posture in mountain pose and wait for me to move on. Just appreciate your own breathing, your own practice, and it's okay to take breaks. But don't go anywhere. Not those kind of breaks. Wonderful. What I mean is just standing here in mountain pose, taking a moment, noticing how you feel. Hopefully feeling good and ready to move on. So here we go. Move over to the side of your chair. I want you close to it, so your left hand, your left hip is close to the back of the chair, and you're standing tall next to it. This chair is to hold on to at any point, but of course we're trying to train ourselves not to need that chair. So we're going to place our body weight on your mirror. So you're going to have your body weight on your left leg and your right toe out to the side. All we're doing here is your toe is lightly touching the floor out here. Hands are either on your hips or maybe one is lightly on the back of the chair. We're going to tap in and we're going to tap forward and tap in. Okay, so there's your pattern. Side, in, forward, in. Keeping all the body weight on this one standing leg is supporting you. You're trying to just lightly tap the toe of your right foot. And we're working on balance. I want you to continue focusing on your breath. Don't hold your breath as you're so focused on doing this correctly. Focus on your breath. That's the important part here. It'll help you remain calm, confident. Still as a statue, you're perfect, right? On that one standing leg. Good. I want you to switch, maybe hold on to the chair for a moment and just release that ankle. Just take that around in circles. Let the blood flow again. Good. Going back to that same leg. Now it's a rear leg lift. So I want you to point your right toe back behind you, but stay up tall. We're not leaning forward. I want just a little lift with a straight leg. Do not bend your knee. It is a straight leg. You are lifting from your bottom. Your glutes are getting stronger with this little leg lift. Again, think about your hand placement. Maybe it's hovering over the chair in case you need to grab it. If you know you don't need to, or you're feeling confident, then your hands are on your hips. As you continue these little leg lifts, and breathe. And you're smiling too. I can feel it. I know it. Good. Again, let's rotate that standing ankle. Release it. All right, calf raises right here. Feet are hip width. Once again, they can be wider if you need, or they can be closer if you want. Okay, let's try to release the chair if possible. As we lift our heels up and lower gently. Keep your head up high, keep your shoulders down low. Now, if you want to add a hand movement, here it is. It's going to slow us down, and that's what we want. Palms up, palms down. I don't want you to lift your hands up past your chest. Stay lower than your shoulders for sure with the hand movement. Slow and fluid, moving with those heels up and down. Breathe. One more. As we notice those calves getting warm. Ouch. Let's move to the other side of the chair, all the way. You should not have to move your chair unless you're going to kick something like me, and that's why I'm moving it. Here we are, close to the chair. So now your right hip, your right hand, close to the chair. Transferring your body weight onto that right leg. So now we're taking the left toe out to the side. I want you to get set. We're not rushing into anything. I want you to find your placement with your hands. Standing on your right leg. Don't lock it back into place. No bone on bone. Your knees slightly bent. Okay, here's where we tap in and forward. Tap in and side. Continue that as you breathe and stay tall and strong on that right leg. Working on balance. So release that chair a little bit. If you're holding on to it, try to very lightly hold it with your fingertips. Maybe try to hover your hand over the chair. Or don't use it at all. We want to depend less and less on holding things. If you walk around the house, you find yourself holding railings all the time, holding onto tabletops to move across the room. Stop doing that. You are probably hunched forward with really poor posture, and you're not letting your legs do their work, and they need to. Keep those legs strong, keep using them. Enough of that, though. Take your weight off, hold on to your chair here while you rotate your ankle. Another one of those pressure points that sometimes you don't know it until you move it, and then it feels wonderful. Oh, good. Okay, we're not done with that leg. We need to stand on it again as we point the left toe behind and do those rear leg lifts. Now, it's not a big lift. I want you to go straight back. and you're probably only lifting a few inches. That's fine. I don't want you leaning forward. I want you up tall. Little movement coming right from the glutes. Breathe. Smooth breath. In and out. It's one of those that doesn't look like anything, but it's really challenging. Oh, good. Let's stop that one again. Rotate your ankle of your right leg. Right. Release it. Good. All right, calf raises again. I challenge you this time to take your feet a little more plie, which means your heels are closer together and your toes are out in a V shape. We're going to lift the heels and place them down, dancer style. Ballerina style. Graceful. Lift and lower. No hand movement with it, but feel free to change the placement of your hands to maybe make it different for your balance. Find something that's just a little bit out of your comfort zone. So maybe you're even lifting higher. Breathe. So immediately we change the hand placement, we forget to breathe. Okay, maybe just me. And ouch, those ankles tired, those calves. Oh my. Okay, just pedaling a little bit. All right, let's go ahead and set those feet a little bit wider than your hips, maybe about shoulder width apart. And now we're pedaling the heels, but I want you to push down through your toes as you lift your heel. So you're pushing into the floor. Push into the floor. You're going to feel that calf get real tight, right? So we're further strengthening it, but without so much balance involved. Rest of the body's not moving. Notice that. Upper body, no movement. All right. Set those feet a little bit wider yet. I want you to do not a full circle with the hips like we do a lot. We're going to do a back half circle. So I want you to start, maybe your hands right here. This is our aim. Pushing out and then back half and pushing out over here. Back half, push out. So half of a circle with the hips. So we're not doing the forward movement. I just want you to try to notice how that feels. And try to make it the biggest half circle you can. Where I feel it the most is when I push out, and that's why I have my hands here. I push out right there towards my hand at an angle. That's where I feel the most stretch. So maybe pause once you get there and then go back around the other way. Each time you get out to the side, think about pushing out at a diagonal. Keep your knees soft, slightly bent. That was fun. Bring those feet back in, a couple shoulder rolls. Okay. All right, let's come back to the chair for a moment. I'm gonna just center my chair again. Once again, you should not have to move your chair. Just come around to it. Take a seat. If you need a sip of water, hopefully you have that nearby. You can take a sip of water. Now we gather ourselves and do a few chair exercises. So when you are ready, we're sitting forward in the chair again. Like I showed you before, I'm not up against the back of it. I am quite a ways away from that. But I'm going to widen my feet so that I'm real stable here on the edge of my chair. So we can sit up with great posture. Take a moment. Notice how you feel. Notice your body temperature. Notice your breath. Maybe you can feel your heart rate. It's one of those things that you can get in sync with, and the more you think about it, the more you can feel, you can notice it. You can make better decisions for your body when you take the time to listen. All right. We're going to do a side angle, a seated side angle. So let's set up our feet here, like so. Your left knee is kind of forward, your right knee is out to the side. And we're going to go ahead and lean with our elbow on the right thigh, but keeping this left shoulder back. So what I'm going to have you do is place the back of your hand on your back. And this kind of helps to remind us that we want the chest open and the shoulder back as we lean off to the side. And that way we don't end up like this. That's not what I want right now. So here we are. Just breathing. It's a moment where you can close your eyes if you want. We're just allowing our bodies the time to sink over to the side. Telling those muscles it's okay to let go, to lean over a little further, to gain a little flexibility. It's not about forcing it, it's about just taking the time to do it. You can keep that left hand behind your back, or you can choose to reach it up to the ceiling. I want you to stay right there, but if you can see the screen showing you the standing version, if anybody's doing this class and they're more advanced and want a little bit more, this is our standing side angle. See how it looks very similar to our seated side angle. Really, it's doing the same thing, feeling that stretch through the side of the body. And then bring the arm down and come back up to center, and you're feeling, oh, wow. Bring that leg back in again, good. We're gonna take a moment and lean back. Grab a hold of the right leg and rotate the ankle. Just taking a little break before we lean over to the other side. Other direction. Release. Let's take the other leg. Lean back to support the leg. Rotate the ankle. Other direction. All right, let's set up for the other side. Side angle. Taking this leg out to the side. Make sure our knees and toes are pointing the same direction. So this knee and toe pointing this way. This one's pointing this way. They're not twisted at an angle. No funny twisted positions, right? Not right now. We're up tall. Go ahead and lean over on your left elbow on the left thigh. Oh, wow. Feel that right here. Your hip, probably. Everybody feels things differently, so if I say you should feel it in a place and you're like, no, I feel it over here, you're not wrong, I'm not wrong. We all just feel things differently. And we may be in slightly different positions. So we have different body sizes, body types. Just making sure you're not in a position that causes pain. So if you find that position, you get right out of it and try to modify it. All right, here we go. So placing this right hand, the back of your hand is flat against your back. So your wrist is not twisted at all. And this helps us to remember to pull that shoulder back, keeping the chest open as we continue to lean over. Once again, just takes time, so feel free to close your eyes. Allow it to happen. Feel your breath, allowing you to sink over a little further. right, once again, you can reach up to the ceiling if you choose. I'm also going to remind you, if you're really advanced, then maybe you're standing in your side angle. Don't feel like you need to do that, just showing the option. This is chair yoga after all. We can use the chair. All right, bring that arm down. Oh, come back upright. Ouch, bring the leg back in. All right, we're gonna strengthen the abdominal muscles. Sitting up tall, I'm gonna face side, you stay there. Little boat pose. Kind of modified one with the chair. All right, so strengthening the abdominals. See how far forward I am. I'm at the edge of my chair, and that allows me to lean back. Try it a couple times. Lean, pull the shoulders back. I want you to pull your shoulder blades together, pinch them together a little bit as you lean, and that's going to force the abdominals to do all the weight. And you feel your heels maybe lifting off the floor slightly. Don't let them go all the way. But you'll feel the weight come out of your feet, and your abdominals are going to support you as you lean and come up. I want you to exhale as you lean back. Maybe not that huge long breath, smaller breath, but an exhale as you lean. Whenever you're under tension, exhale. Whenever you're doing work or you're bending over to pick something up, exhale. If you're picking up something heavy, exhale. You don't need to hold that air in and explode. Let it out. Your choice to hold our boat pose. That means we're leaning back. Our palms are up. Our shoulders are back. You're staying here. Or maybe you're resting because you've had enough. Noticing your abdominals real tight to support you. Lower the shoulders. Keep them down and back. And then come upright. You're also noticing your hip flexors, and this is probably where you're going, ouch, but I feel it here. Yeah, me too. All right, I'm with you again. More balance, you say? Come on up, let's do it. I can hear you, I know what you want. Here we are, starting on this side. I always like to be consistent, so here we are. Left hip, left hand close to the back of the chair. Tree pose. Now we're not going to jump right into our tree pose. Trees move very slowly. They're very strong, they're very stable. And here's our tree trunk, right here. Standing leg. As we move the right knee out to the side and the right toe is gently on the floor for a little support. We're almost there already. Maybe your hands lightly on the chair, or you're in prayer with both hands. To make this a little more challenging, you move that right foot in closer and maybe even onto your standing leg. Trees are tall, they're strong. They may have branches growing out. If you choose to take those hands out to the side, grow your branches. They don't have to be even. They don't have to be perfect. But if they're swaying in the wind, it's a very gentle wind. Trees don't move that much. Relaxed breath, but keep track of it. Constant breath. In and out. You might feel your standing ankle struggling, or your toes even moving around to regain balance. That's fine. It's all good. Your body's trying to find that balance, trying to recruit the muscles necessary to keep you right here. Long enough? Yes. Gentle march. Widen the feet. Either push your hips side to side or do the full circle, your choice, whatever you like. I'm going side to side. Let's get a little movement before we try our tree pose on the other side. All right, last standing pose. Here we are, close to the chair. Starting with your hand on the chair, getting yourself set with your right leg now as your tree trunk. And when you're ready, the left knee turns out. The toe stays on the floor, probably for most all of us. It's fine. Find your hand placement. One can always be hovering over the chair or lightly on the chair. Maybe try a different hand placement to make it more challenging. Maybe your hands are on your hips. Maybe they're in prayer. Maybe you have your branches down low, up high. One low, one high. I'm going to grow mine a little bit higher. Find that placement. Find your focus and just breathe. Come on out of it. Let's come in front of the chair. We did it. Did it all. Final relaxation time. Sit back in your chair. Feet are flat on the floor. Your back is up against the seat of your chair. One deep breath, and let's go ahead and reach the arms up with it. Big inhale. And exhale. Wonderful. Relaxed. Let's check and make sure though. We're going to practice kind of clenching the muscles and then letting them free. First, just close your eyes. I want you to curl your toes within your shoes. Try to clench your feet as much as you can. Just your feet though. Squeezing, holding that squeeze with all the muscles you can find in your feet, and then relax them. Let's move up to our thighs and our glutes that are going to kind of all work together. I want you to squeeze inward. Squeeze, find your thigh muscles, find your bottom, squeeze in. Don't hold your breath, but squeeze, 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 and then relax it. You just melted in your chair. It was wonderful. All right, shoulders. I want you, this is the one time I'm going to ask you to lift them up and squeeze in. Find your chest muscles. Squeeze in. And then relax them down and back. Notice the difference. All right, hands. Just your hands. Squeeze in fists. Squeeze, squeeze tight. Hold them. Find all your strength and then release them. Oh, let them just open up and rest on your lap. Finally, to your facial muscles, your jaw. Go ahead and squeeze everything inward. And then relax it. Allow your jaw to unhinge. Eyelids are lightly shut. Lips are lightly shut. You have no more tension. We've let it all go. You have relaxed breath, and you're just staying in the present moment for one more minute. Just enjoying, appreciating your body, what it allows you to do, staying positive about all those things that you can do, knowing you have the choice to make good decisions for your body. I hope some of this practice carries into your life. You have better balance, you make better choices, healthy choices, so you feel good. Most of all, you stay positive. It's more important than anything. Our time is up. I leave you in this relaxed state. Enjoy it, and I'll see you next time.